Welcome back to News Watch 12 this morning. Turning it over to Storm Watch 12 meteorologist Josh Colworth for a look at what we have in store today for some weather impacts. I know we do have a few weather alerts in store. How much of a threat are these posing on our region right now?
Yeah, we're going to see some big impacts into Saturday, and then I think maybe even some much bigger impacts into next week. Now, for this morning, we already have a high surf advisory in place for the coast, and this runs until 4 in the morning on Sunday, as some of these waves could break upwards of 25 feet. And it's because we have all this stuff churning up in the Pacific. It's this storm system in particular that's going to bring us all those big impacts into Saturday. But for this morning, we are pretty dry, and today is going to end up being a pretty dry and seasonal day. That means temperatures near 40 to the east of the Cascades, middle 40s for our west side valleys, and then middle 50s along the coast in Curry County. And then for tonight, clouds starting to pick up a little bit more. We'll start to see some rainfall mainly along and west of the Cascades, also some snowfall, and more on the timing and the snow levels here in just a second. But winds are going to start to pick up out of the south and west between 20 to 25 miles per hour, and that would be along the coast and up in the Cascades. Okay, now let's show you the rainfall moving in with Stormcast, and we'll stop this pretty close to midnight because this is when the storm is just about to arrive from our north and west. And in fact, at this point, I think it will be arriving to the Cascades and for areas along into the west of there, but then becoming much more widespread into Saturday morning. And then by lunchtime, it's still pretty widespread, but then we'll start to trend a little bit drier after lunchtime, although there's still going to be some showers left over into the afternoon and into the evening. And then, of course, we have much more active wintry weather to deal with after that. Here's some of the rainfall projections we're expecting for Saturday, and this is a pretty complete picture of this storm system. And we could have maybe an inch to an inch and a half for the Cascades, maybe upwards of an inch of water for the coast, definitely a lot less for our west side valleys and to the east of the Cascades. Remember, the wet weather is going to arrive here pretty close to midnight, and at that point, snow levels are going to be around 2,500 feet, but dropping off to 2,000 feet a little bit later in the day on Saturday, which means that places like Ashland could see that transition from rain to snow. Here's some of the snowfall totals we're expecting for Saturday, obviously subject to change, but look at some of the totals we could have up in the Cascades. 12 to 18 inches just in a 24-hour span for Diamond Lake, Crater Lake. Mount Ashland could receive a lot. Then we're expecting maybe just a couple inches for Klamath Falls and Lakeview, a few inches for Mount Shasta City, and maybe just trace amounts for Medford. And then we'll have some calmer weather into Sunday, medium impacts for Monday, and then some big-time storm systems to deal with for Tuesday through Thursday, which is why we're going with high-impact weather for all 3 of those days. And I want you to pay attention to some of these preliminary snowfall totals. We could get I don't even know how many feet of snow that is up towards Crater Lake, but if this verifies, that would mean some severe travel restrictions up that way. Here's the 7-day forecast for the coast. We'll see a lot of wet weather starting on Saturday. Then for Siskiyou County, snow levels dropping down to around 2,000 feet for tomorrow. So I'm thinking almost all of Siskiyou County is going to see snow. It's going to be the same thing for the basin. Snow likely for tomorrow, and then for the mountains, so much snow over the next 7 days. So enjoy today. And then for the Rogue Valley, dry for today, rain and thunderstorms likely for Saturday, maybe getting some snow into the mix starting late on Saturday and early into Sunday.